Group Therapy, too good, bro. They're so diverse.
They're really fucking good. Shout outs to Group Therapy. Welcome to the Ace Podcast, where we talk all things art, culture, and entertainment, but more specifically pop culture entertainment. I am your regular co-host, Will. With me, I have my regular co-host, Aaron. Say what's up.
What's up? What's good, everybody? Welcome back.
Yeah, we
Good to be
we
back.
back at it again at Krispy Kreme. Gonna do some reactions today because I think that's a hilarious thing to incorporate now into the show process, I guess, before we start talking about these fan films and TV shows. Let me hold up. I'll pull up the Kingdom one first. Yes, share that audio. All right, so you just informed me that we have a trailer for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which I knew about, and I still need to finish watching that fucking trilogy because I've heard it's great. But yeah, I'm very curious about this because it's the first one that's not directed by Matt Reeves, but it's I think setting up a new trilogy.
The first one wasn't directed by Matt Reeves either. Rise?
You're right, it wasn't. Rise wasn't, but the other two were. Was it Dawn and
not Dusk. War, the Planet of the Apes.
War. Yeah. Dawn and War were Matt Reeves. Who did the first one? Do you remember?
Rupert Wyatt, I want to say.
Okay, I think you're right. All right. Anyways, let's do this. Let's see what this is all about.
When I sleep, I see.
Please tell me this is not a monkey that's talking. Very interesting. It looks very strong. Okay, the director is Wes Ball.
It looks similar in style to the other ones. I've never seen War to this day. I've only seen the first two. I would like to watch.
Yeah, I need to. I think I've seen most of Rise. Okay, so it's the director of the Maze Runner trilogy.
So I know takes place after the original trilogy, like years later.
Yeah, this is after War.
But that motherfucker looks just like Caesar. He looks exactly like him.
He does. They look just. I think the difference is the eyes. Caesar had more intense eyes than this new guy. So I'm wondering, are they building up to just a proper remake of Planet? Because it looks like the foundation for like I mean, it could honestly go much longer if they wanted to, but you could do like a 6-part start to finish epic where it ends with just a direct remake, a direct modern remake of Planet of the Apes. Because the last one we got was Tim Burton's in like 2001. Was it 2000, 2001?
Somewhere around there. I've never seen that one, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, so I've seen like the end. Even Watch Mode just like looks like we're getting closer to the 68 original timeline. It's weird to think that this is a franchise at this point too. Oh shit, we got a Hiroyuki Sanada movie called Shogun. That seems like that could be interesting. But no, I'm keeping my eye on this. This is shaping up to be real interesting. I don't know. What are your thoughts about the Kingdom trailer? This came out of nowhere. I did not see this coming at all.
Yeah, this came out today. I think it looks good. I think it looks cool. I think it's interesting that the apes are full on talking now and not using like silent.
Yeah, there's definitely generations better, and then humans definitely seem like the
more primitive
minority species. Yeah, we see them getting hunted and everything, kind of like OG planets. So I'm okay. I think this will do either one of two things. It will either be, you have a prequel trilogy, and then you have, it'll be a new trilogy, and it'll end with Planet, like proper Planet, and a new adaptation of that, or it's like a origin trilogy, a prequel trilogy, and then a Planet trilogy. Where they take that story and just needlessly expand it across 3 movies.
Now, I wonder if they were to do a Planet trilogy, will that take place years after this new Kingdom trilogy, or would this be like directly following that?
I think. No,
I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. I think that if they did like solely Planet trilogy. I wonder if it would follow because it's based off of. Isn't it based off a book? Yeah, it's based off a novel from '63 called Monkey Planet. Yeah, it didn't have any sequels. It just had a shit ton of adaptations.
Okay.
Yeah. So they could use they could do a new Planet trilogy that maybe the first and second fully adapts that book. It's not a long book, is it? How many pages is it? I don't know. It doesn't say. And then just go beyond with the resolution for that. Oh, that's what it is. The original film series had 5 movies.
Oh.
It was Planet, Beneath the Planet, Escape from the Planet, Conquest of the Planet, and Battle for the Planet. So I could imagine, if I'm guessing, if they do the end of this trilogy just being Planet, they could do a new trilogy that basically remakes those other 4 movies but kind of truncates it, because Escape, Conquest, and Battle are some really strong titles. These movies have really good titles. Yeah. I won't even hold you. These titles are fucking dope.
Yeah, I've never seen the OGs before, so I'd be curious.
I haven't either. That could be something that you could do for real rechecks. Do the original Planet of the Apes, or do some of the reboots.
Yeah, I wonder if people would respond to that. I feel like most people haven't seen them either, at least not in the modern age. But who knows?
Most people know the original just because of cult status, because of the grim ending and the get your hands off her, you damn dirty ape.
Yeah.
A couple famous lines, but outside of that, it's definitely a historical film. It's critically well reviewed, but
yeah, maybe. But yeah, I think this new one looks pretty cool, and coming out next year. So yeah, I'm hyped.
Yeah, Memorial Day. Is that May?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Hold Google. Hey Google, when is Memorial Day?
In the United States of America, Memorial Day will be on Monday, May 27th, 2024.
Okay, so Monday, May 27th, 2024.
Kicking off the summer season sounds about right.
Yeah, that's it. That would be a good. I think that'll be a strong blockbuster. You want to react to the new Meg the Stallion video that just dropped? As we
I would like to. Only thing is, so when we were doing that trailer, I look like I've already seen it, but it was lagging hard for me, so I wasn't able back when you were reacting to them talking, it was still the bird was still flying over Earth, and I was like, so we can try it, but it might be a little laggy.
Okay. We'll see. I guess. Can you hear it fine?
You seem up to date. Yeah, you're not laggy or anything.
Okay. So it might just be the video. Well, I guess we're here for the visuals in the video after. Oh yeah, we get Rap Shit 2 is season 2 should be starting, I think, next week. So I'm excited. No one else cares, but I care. Me care.
But I gotta finish. I gotta catch up again.
Did you only watch the first episode?
I really liked it too. Shame.
It was a really good first episode. All right, that's enough. All I need to see. You should catch up. I feel like it could be a fun discussion because literally no one else is talking about that show, and I bet you it's going to get canceled.
It's crazy because it's the acclaimed show in the trailer.
Right. It's people. It's Issa Rae. People like it. All right. So let's react to COBRA, and I guess I can tell a story about Meg after this because I got to finally see her. I guess technically again, but really for the first time live and in concert this past weekend. Yeah, I can talk about that a little bit. But all right, here is COBRA putting some eggs.
Yeah, I did not know she rapping about some real shit. I know the only other time I've seen her rap about some real shit was
right.
I think it was the first episode of Gen V, which we'll get into later, because it was a rap about anxiety, and I was like, oh, I didn't know she rapped about shit that wasn't about coochie and money, and I was like, okay, she rapping about some real shit.
Yeah,
and the fact that
Yeah, no,
Yeah. I need to
Anxiety is
listen
actually
to
a
it
pretty good
outside
song.
of the context of that episode, but I really enjoyed it. What I did hear, this song was so it does that thing where it's like if the beat was fire, the way she's rapping is like ba ba ba, like, but the context of what she's saying is like, oh fuck, like she's bringing that same energy that she uses for her more popular songs into this song that's about something very vulnerable and real for her.
Mhm.
And I think that's cool because it's like almost like an
Yeah.
oxymoron.
Yeah, like she's still rapping with confidence, even though the material content is like really sensitive. Which it's like it's kind of a smorgasbord put with the visuals because I guess it falls in line with the theme of like Cobra's shedding skin. That's a pretty vulnerable time. Is like you're literally peeling your skin back and opening yourself up, but
Yeah.
it doesn't make you any less
Wow.
dangerous.
Yes, I like that. I like that correlation. Damn.
Yeah, no, being somebody that's listened to Meg for an obscenely long amount of time at this point, this sounds like early Meg. If you've ever gone to her original music and listened to her rap, I mean, she had confidence then, but it's a tonality thing versus like times when she's like having more fun and is a little loose. She sounds a little bit more serious and a little more hungry, but you can tell it's more refined
Yeah.
because he's been doing this for a while. So I'm gonna have to give it a couple more listens
Yeah.
because like
The
the
lyrics
the
and the beat
lyrics
grabbed me.
grabbed
It's
me. I'm just like,
normally
wait a
like
second, Meg.
one or the other, but the fact that it was something that was
Right.
solid on all accounts. Plus, that end riff was really dope too.
Yeah, that final guitar solo is pretty dope. With the dance and everything. So I guess we can tie in too before we get over to Gen V. Um, Partner and I saw Meg. We were at one music fest down in Atlanta this past weekend, so we saw a lot of different artists. Is like Thames, Kendrick, uh, Smino, uh, fucking Killer Mike, Project Pat, Too Short. Like it was a crazy long laundry list. El DeBarge, Boosie, fucking Fabulous. It was a crazy long list of people that were there. But the primary reason we went and spent the exorbitant amount of money that we did was to see Meg, who was one of the biggest. She might have been. Here's the weird thing: Kendrick Lamar, Meg The Stallion, and Janet Jackson were all there this weekend. Weirdly enough, I think Meg, maybe next to Kendrick, but Meg garnered the biggest crowd. Don't get me wrong, Kendrick's a legend, Janet's a legend, but you could look and see who like saved or bookmarked because they had an app to follow like the schedule because there's so many back to back and it was scheduled all the fuck over. Which side note, to whoever organized One Music and put fucking T-Pain on the Sprite stage on the other side of the fucking venue, count your fucking days. Your days are numbered. Rock Nation, you will crumble. Like, how dare you make me choose between Meg and T-Pain? I know where my allegiances lie. And T-Pain is a fucking legend. Why did you put him
Damn.
all the way on the other side of the goddamn park? You should have moved into a different time slot with all them fucking DJs you had on Saturday. But that's besides the point. But Meg had the most like saved of the schedules, and you could see hers was like 10,500s. Kendrick's was like 10,100.
Wow.
And even
great.
Janet's, I think, was like 9,000. Now, don't get me wrong. I saw the sizes of those crowds from the top, except for Meg's, where I was down there in the fucking pit. Like Kendrick, amazing performance, really great. Did a bunch of classics, old music and stuff off of Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Great. Hearing Janet was really fire, even though we were on our way out and didn't get stuck in the traffic and still did. Meg was insane, kind of like being around that energy. But she's also, despite being like arguably one of the most popular uh, female rappers in hip hop right now, Very like she's fine as fuck. She's a good dancer, but she seems fun and down to earth because she was doing a lot of crowd interaction and calling people on stage to like dance and everything. And she was so like lighthearted and like bubbly. It was infectious being amongst hundreds of thousands of people and still feeling like you could have got picked to hang out with Meg. Like she's the homie. She'd be like, yeah, you over there with the blonde hair. Yeah, you with the pigtails. I want you. Come on. Come on. Is you, oh, girlfriend here. That's so sweet. Like she's extremely personable. I'm like, see, lyrical ability and talent is one thing, but she just has a really dope personality. But man, nigga, listen. I gotta keep it real.
Keep it real. Keep it real.
Megan's fine as fuck in HD.
In HD.
From the big ass screen and from a distance, she was fine. Like, there's multiple videos that my partner got of me standing right behind them, just like, Lord have mercy. Oh my Jesus. God help me. Just reacting to the yams yamming, the titties tittying. It was like, it was unreal. She looks like she was sculpted out of God's favorite clay. Like, there was a mold that was broken when God was done with Meg. There's a handful of women out there where it's like, ah, shit, I can't make another one of these. She's one of them. It's like, ah, finally done. Now to make more. And he stumbled and dropped the shit. It's like, ah, fuck. Guess I'll go make Thames. Good thing this one won't break. This one won't break. Shit, not another one. Oh well. Guess I'll try again with those Bailey sisters. No, damn it! Another pair broke. Like, keeps making these perfect molds and breaking them shits just over his knees. I think it's intentional at this point. I'm gonna bring you some of the most beautiful black women this world has to offer throughout all of history, and then snap that tablet over my leg and make a whole new one. Like, because Thames was there too. Thames sounded beautiful. Thames, fucking drop dead gorgeous. Snap. There goes that tablet.
Oh yeah, there's only one Thames. I go.
There's only one Thames.
And if there is a second
Thames,
she's animated in a 1994 movie called The Lion King.
The Lion King.
That's
and her name is Nala. Like, just snapping tablets over and over again. Those molds are being broken left and right. But man, Meg. Oh, it was so we were there for Bryson Tiller's performance, and Bryson was really, really good, despite his visuals being trippy as fuck, so you could barely see him, which was on purpose because he's just one of them shadowy, mysterious ass R&B niggas. So we were standing up basically so we've been on our feet. We've been up since 6 that day. So we were on our feet at the concert or at the festival most of the day. So we get to Bryson. Bryson was at 6. We stood up all through Bryson. Then there was some mediocre ass, low-key, whack ass DJ between Bryson and Meg. So I've been on my feet for like a smooth 2.5 hours at this point after walking around all day. I think I got 18,000 steps a day. So my knees hurt, my ankles hurt, the bottom of my feet hurt. I'm over here shifting and adjusting, waiting for Meg. The minute Meg touched foot on that stage, my knees healed. I felt no more pain in my feet. My spirit was lifted, my skin cleared, my crops were fertilized. Like, my sinuses cleared up. Everything was perfect for the next hour and 20 minutes and I'm like, you know what? After seeing Meg, I literally felt better. I was in less pain than I was going into it. You know, it came back, but it was less severe. I'm like, okay, let's go find a spot to sit, because I was coasting off of pure adrenaline for that whole shit.
And that girl medicine.
Just like back-to-back songs, old and new. She did her fucking thing. She's a fantastic. I think Meg is here to stay. I don't want to, I'm not going to wood. I don't want to jinx that. I think Meg is here to stay. I would debatably call her like like Kendrick is a once in a generation artist, but I think as far as entertainment goes, Meg is definitely up there. She knows how to put on a fucking show and have fun with it. Like Janelle Monáe, out of this fucking world. Can't touch her. Chloe Bailey, or can't touch them. Chloe Bailey on the rise. Meg got something to her. Like she knows her fans, she knows her fan base, she knows what the fuck to do.
Mm.
You know, makes you feel fun, makes you feel included. Like I'm over here saying the lyrics to songs that I suck at lyrics. I'm calling out almost every single fucking lyric in this show. But I'm also a stan, so it is what it is.
You love
But yeah, Meg was dope. And I like Cobra. I'm curious to see what will become of her future projects.
Did she drop an album already this year? Or is she gonna?
No, she's kind of been on a bit of a silent sabbatical for a while. I think just for her own mental health. The only thing she's been posting is videos of her working out in the gym
On TikTok, or her experiences at shows with her voiceover.
Yep. And that's about it. And they're cute. They're cute little videos. I'm happy for her. She took a well-deserved break.
I'm dropping a little ago.
I'm excited to
August of last year.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm excited to see what she got coming down the pipeline. I know we got any more Meg thoughts till we go over to another beautiful black woman.
No, I'm happy that you had that experience, and that music video was really cool, and I really like the song.
Yeah. All right. You want to talk about Gen V?
That shit was crazy.
That
finale, wow. Mad.
Whew.
Hoes are mad.
That finale made my jaw drop. So full spoilers for Gen V, spinoff to The Boys while we talk about it. So the finale just dropped as we're recording this on, I guess now Friday. Holy fuck. This is a fascinating series because it grew on me. I'm glad they dropped those first 3 episodes. It grew on me really fast. Great.
Like it's on par with The Boys, I feel. In a very different kind of show.
I agree.
Even though it still has that undertone to it, it's the more innocent side. Even innocent is relative, but more innocent side to the deep darkness.
It's more grounded.
It is grounded, yes. I think The Boys is grounded too. I mean, as grounded as you can be, but like this is showing like the adolescent side of the dark, fucked up side of The Boys, where the Boys is like the tip top of like, oh, this shit's corrupt from the roots.
Yeah, and I think one of the differences too is like The Boys centers on people that they're supposed to be discreet. They're supposed to be kind of on the fringe. I think for Gen V, they're people that are on like they're seeing the world as like regular citizens that happen to have powers. So these are like ostensibly just like regular old people, not it's like you got your layman who discover a conspiracy, and then you got like the people on the fringe who've known about it forever and are trying to dismantle it. And that's the difference. Is like, oh my god, you know, capitalism is fucked up versus the people that are like, we've been trying to destroy this shit for decades. Like we've been fighting against this shit forever. So it's like that's the difference. Is like the perspective. It's a different perspective.
You can correct me if I'm wrong. They don't know. Yeah, obviously they don't know the corruption of VOD itself. They just know the school is corrupt. They don't know that VOD is so corrupt, which is like a micro.
Yeah, it's like things are things are so bad here.
Yeah. It's like something that's micro to this larger problem. And I feel I liked. Well, first of all, we can just get into the whole series, and then do you want to start with the whole series? Or do you want to start with the finale?
We can go through the series and obviously like touch on the finales.
The thing I liked about this show is the fact that in a show like The Boys, we're seeing from like the ground up, right? Our main characters, our protagonists is Huey and the boys, and then we have obviously Starlight, and then we have Maeve, who's kind of like ambiguous, I guess. She's leaning more good, but what we know is the top heroes are corrupt, and with this one we follow the heroes, and these are like the good guys and like the humans are the bad guys with the context of this show, which was
Right.
it's like reversed from the ground level. And I
Right.
like Marie Moreau instantly. That's the one thing
I really like Marie.
the cast is great.
And
like for you to launch this and everybody be likable,
the cast
is amazing. Like they really did their thing with the casting.
It's impressive, like how, but they all have different personalities. But even like the ones that aren't likable, I think still work, and even you grow to like them when you get a better understanding.
And it's the thing. I love about the show is the fact that I could never predict what was going to happen. It never went where I thought it was going to go. Like,
no, this shit. Okay, there was one moment but it was a writing on the wall situation, and it was the end of episode 7.
Oh, that she was going to kill Jenny
With yeah, no, not that. After that, in the in the parking lot,
it was coming from Milo. The way he was like
that was. I'm like,
you know how it works.
We gonna miss you, bro.
Of course.
Right.
He was too hopeful.
It's like, and you're the only person that has proof of this. Yeah, it's just me. I'm like, shouldn't have said that. You should have fucking lied. Should have fucking lied.
He's just like, oh, fucked up.
Wait a second. Hey, there's no. Like, well, yeah,
Man.
Stupid.
But yeah, that was the only thing I thought was telegraphed. But like for episode, which one was it? Up until like episode, was it 4 or 5 where homegirl wiped their memories? So up to the point where they all got to the house, I was like, oh, okay, they're gonna make them the superhero team of their own. Nope. That's not what the fuck we're doing here. Because immediately Kate went bad, and then this bitch, she turned him into a sociopath in the finale. Feel nothing. What? Crazy. Oh,
absolutely bonkers behavior. It's wild that Kate is like the amalgamation of Rogue and Magneto.
Yeah, right.
Did you catch that? That's the wildest fucking combination,
which I did not expect. Because she went from like this girlfriend character who was just like kind of there supportive, like a little mousy, like yeah, she's part of the team, to like, oh no, she worked for the bad guys, to oh, she's like the biggest threat we have here, which is wild. I love when like her eyes would get red too. Like that was so sick.
It gave her a cool eerie look. Even I liked Golden Boy in the first episode, and when everything went down and he kind of went on his little suicide homicide spree, I thought this show was gonna be a lot more stereotypical than it was, where it's because like he could be a douchey frat boy party bro. No, he was nice to Marie. He was nice to he was legitimately a good dude. I'm like, damn, you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing him in like next season of The Boys with the 7. This is definitely The Boys 3.5, because everything that goes on here is set up for season 4 in a lot of ways.
Something I'll say about the ending of the episode: 1, I didn't expect it, but 2, I love the way that they handled Homelander coming in.
Oh my god!
I was like,
go ahead, bro. I didn't think they were actually going to get him to come in.
I was so scared.
When they said call Homelander, I'm like, I mean, yeah, they could get Anthony Starr to show up probably, but he's probably not going to do it for like the spinoff show. Then here comes this nigga floating from the heavens. I'm like, oh no. And then we see how it unfolds. And when I stopped and thought about it, I'm like, this is so,
because we don't know what happened. And like the fact that how did they even spin it that way? That's the crazy part to me. I was
because I know what they did, and it's set up earlier on. It's about playing to their base. The 2 white kids that tag up team with Homelander to stop the invasion of a bunch of minorities. You got the bigender Asian kid, the black girl with blood powers, the black guy who's like the son of a hero, like a fallen hero who's in the hospital, who damn near killed the news studio. and like the YouTube popular girl with like body like body issues and shit. No, they're so easy to pin it on.
Wow, and it's crazy because I'm like, is this
versus like the sad white girl and the despondent brother of fucking Golden Boy who had a mental break? It's just easier to spin. And when the because that's what blew my mind with the ending. I'm like, wait, what's Homelander doing? What are you doing, bro? Because they gave the call to Marie. It's like, Marie, go in and kill him and take it out. They were never gonna let her in the 7. Yeah, we knew she wasn't gonna be the first black woman in the 7 unless Newman was able to get her plan to go to fruition. But Kate fucked it up, actually, by doing her fuck shit. But Kate gets to walk away.
Sam's now went from being a prisoner to a hero now, to the society, which is crazy, wild.
That ending was bonkers. Immediately, and I'm like, I need a season 2 immediately. But I guess we can lightly touch on this. While the writer's strike has ended, congrats for that. Glad they reached an amicable deal. The SAG-AFTRA has not. So
I think
we still ain't getting shit for a while.
Conversations like either this weekend or next week, something like that.
I believe so. As of this recording, they did have a meeting for negotiation, but apparently the point they keep getting stuck on is the AI thing.
Yeah.
And the use of AI in relation to actors seems to be the primary sticking point. I'm impressed that they were able to reach as far as the details I know about it, a relatively moderate and controlled decision with the writers. They seem a lot more sticky with the actors. I'm not sure why. I mean, I'm sure I can think of a reason, but like, I wonder if it's because they've already used it and they basically have to back. I think they have. Yeah. I think there's evidence that they've used it. Yeah, they might have to backpedal and be like, "Fuck, we already used it for a bunch of shit.
I feel
we
like
agree to this."
I guess.
That's my guess.
To see what the deal itself actually is, just because the thing with the AI likeness thing, right, or like using AI, because there's so many different facets to that. I feel like maybe it shouldn't be I feel like it should be a case by case, actor to actor contract thing versus like a actor nationwide thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think James Earl Jones gave rights to basically him and his family receive what's the word, like compensation for the AI usage of his voice for future like Star Wars projects, which I think if you're the one signing that as basically a release, I think that's fine. I think that's probably what actors are advocating for, is like, don't let AI just be the baseline because it's cheap and quick.
I agree with that. I don't think they should
like,
but I feel like if an actor wants that to be their use, or their if they get significant, if they get but also residuals or proper compensation, I feel like that's okay.
Yeah, because I remember like around the time or prior to the strike, it's like, oh, they're offering people $300 to have a AI scan of their likeness that can be used as to be extras in movies, and I'm like, get the whole fuck out of here with no residuals. Absolutely not. Yeah, so that's just, I guess we'll just see how things progress, but it's still supporting the actors in that. But yeah, getting back to Gen V, it's like it didn't really seem like it had any fat on it.
Show, and it was just
yeah, like it's 8 episodes. It's a smooth watch. Every episode ends on a strong cliffhanger, in my opinion.
And I'm mad because I'm like, the events and what happened, fucking, I guess it does feel like a finale. Because like the way it ended, I was, you can't leave me like that for a year plus. You just leave them in that room for the next year and a half to 2 years, unless
and it seems like it's setting up for. Yeah, it seems like it's setting up right
factor,
into.
Which I feel like they play into their escape, is the fact that Kate, what's her name, Trinky, the girl who the girl who can change her size.
Which one?
Emma. She can now Cricket.
Emma
/ Cricket
Little Cricket
can now change shape without having to use her trigger.
And that was interesting. And one of the things I think that's interesting is like all of their powers indicate what their like traumas or issues are, so they wear it right on their sleeves, almost literally. It's like Marie with the self harm, and um, Emma with the like binging and purging, and Jordan with just like the gender related matters. So they clearly accept themselves. I thought that was very much an interesting play, that the different genders that they'd swap between also had different abilities. So okay, I guess if I have a minor critique in terms of performance, I think for the most part they're good and they're cohesive. I do think Andre, uh ironically the one with the Magneto powers, his acting fell a little flat at
I like
times.
him. He was a little more his
In
emotion,
my
but
opinion, because
yeah,
I don't.
I don't know. I never had.
He seems
what?
very low key. He seems very very like low key in terms of his delivery. So it's like he could like I could tell when he was emoting. It just seemed a little bit lower key in certain regards. So like when he was worried about his dad and stuff like that. Yeah, I got it and I believed him. It'd be like other moments in between that kind of. It kind of ebb and flow.
I don't know.
So it's like but I think,
So
goddamn, Marie's story is on par, if not worse, than Huey's beginning. That is one of the most brutal openings I've ever seen.
really
I think for it.
And I guess we'll eventually meet Marie's sister, because we don't know what she looks like. We don't know what she's up to. 3, we don't know if she has powers herself.
That's true. That's true. We don't know if they both were on Compound V.
I'll be very curious to see where the show goes. Like, man, and I think that I'm gonna make a prediction now that I feel like Gen V can go longer than the boys can. Like, I feel like even if you end the boys next season, you can still continue on with Gen V, even though it is directly to VOD. But I feel like the boys and the main 7 players feel like they've been on a trajectory of crumbling down, whereas Gen V has made a smart decision by not naming it the college, because this show can live beyond whatever happened in the
fucking god, you so fucking pretentious. But no, I'd be inclined to agree. I think the boys could probably cap it season 5 or 6, given the season like lengths, because they don't overstay their welcome. I think Gen V can go a little longer only because the perspective is different, because it's a lot more of like the general population perspective of the world. They react more to the things that are caused by the leads of the boys. So it's like if the boys do something that fucks with VOT and it makes the news, like their understanding of Homelander is not the same as the boys. The boys know, they've run into him enough to know that he's just a massive flying douchebag. Like even the conversation about Indira's, which that death shocked the fuck out of me. Like episode 6 onwards, it just goes,
who's Indira
fucking
again?
full gas. But
Shetty?
The dean.
Oh yeah, Shetty's death was crazy.
Yeah.
Because not the scene that they actually get to
Shetty's
Shetty. I was like, oh, I feel like she could die. I didn't know where Homegirl stood. I was like, is she? But because of when she goes back to Shetty,
I didn't know either.
And she's like, Shetty like swindles her. She's like, you're telling the truth, and she's like on her lap. And I'm like, no, she won her back. And then the next scene, she's like controlling Shetty. It's like, oh fuck. So then she murders her. And I'm like, what happens at this college? Like, there's a massacre on the college.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's over too. The fact that it's over. Oh no. And then it says the massacre, And the last thing we see is from Marie's perspective is that Homelander shoots her. Do you feel like Homelander killed all the kids in the college, and then pinned it on
I don't
them?
think so.
No. Oh, did they? Okay.
Well, they said 12 people
Gotta
died,
be more.
if I remember
No
correctly.
way.
So I'm guessing that. So I'm
Okay.
guessing that that's students and the
Okay.
escapees. 'Cause we did
Also,
see
that scene where
a
Marie
couple
used
murders.
the blood of all the dead bodies was sick.
That was dope as fuck. Marie has a really dope power set, and I thought it was cool that she was bonding with Newman. I still remember when Shetty was like,
What?
I'm kind of two minds of one moment though, where Shetty was basically blaming the Soups because her husband and kid died in that plane crash because of Homelander. So that's one of the moments where like the boys and Gen V overlap, where it's like, oh wait, things are a little bigger, but then they kind of go back to their own separate perspectives. I thought that was cool that it kind of lived and died with her. But when she's like, it's nothing against you, it's your species, and something about xenophobia coming from inside the house from a brown woman feels off.
Yeah. It's weird.
And it's one of those things of either, especially saying it to like, I think she said it to Marie, if I recall. Like all of them were in the room, but who it was directed towards was Marie. It's like from a brown woman to a black woman, that feels either you as a writer very much know the implication of a lot more like internalized racist kind of like, not dog whistles, but it's like it's a weird it's a distinct lack of self-awareness, where it's like, it's like, oh, they don't give a fuck about it's like,
Well, yeah,
I
it's
hate
an
you
undertone for racism,
because
but the
of
fact
what
that it's
you
coming
and
from a
your
brown
kind
woman
do,
adds an extra layer
noting
of
that,
like self-hatingness to it because it's an allegory for racism.
yes. Yeah, so it's like either you as a writer are hyper conscious and did that on purpose to kind of raise the eyebrow, or you were not paying attention and you just kind of like, haha,
Them again.
this will get them.
Right.
The hood gonna go crazy for this one, when it's like, hey, yeah, it's in your. I think it's like the implication was to be more genocidal and xenophobic, but it's like, well, baby, this is just like a weird racial thing all of a sudden, and it felt like it was out of nowhere. The bigotry wasn't like, oh, they killed my those Soups killed my family. They're just a bunch of thugs. Like, I get
Like
that.
they were bringing the race aspect into it.
It just felt like
with
weird
the,
for a moment. It kind of
the
took me off.
Newman stuff, like when Sam went with the kid with the cap to the concert. It's like, yeah, what about us and what about our people? So I think they added that extra layer of race to it, because I feel like now that we have the awareness that Soups are more prevalent than we thought they are. Because at first it seemed like yeah, there are superheroes across the country, but they're kind of like sprinkled. This may seem like, okay, they're a significant part of the population, or maybe that's just the concentration of the college.
Right.
But the fact that now there's going to be this species war
Right.
that was sparked by the college is fascinating, because like, yeah, species war with the implications of what that bomb was going to do at the school or to the world. Yeah, it's going to have implications on the world of the boys, and I'm curious to see how that affects things. And also made me think, had Butcher had the knowledge of what was going on in the woods and with that bomb, what would he do with that information?
Yeah, because like the development of that contagion, I thought that was immensely fascinating. Where it's like we can have the power to kill off Soups, and even Shetty's conversation with, I can't remember the white chick's name, the like security officer or whatever she was talking about.
Amanda.
Yeah, basically just like, look, killing off all the soups isn't going to bring your family back. You need to you can't go about this because of revenge. It's not a wise thing to do. Which I get.
Oh, you're talking about
in the alleyway.
You're talking about yeah. Butcher's check. But who was she talking to?
Yeah,
who she was talking
who was
to?
she on the phone with?
That?
And the other part is like, why does? I mean, I can think of why Newman wants the illness, the super AIDS or whatever.
Now, do you think the super AIDS is something that's going to come back in the boys proper? Or do you think they're going to save that for Gen V season 2?
I feel like that's definitely coming up in season 4 because Butcher's going to be the one to kind of kickstart it.
So yes, this is essential watching for the boys season 4.
Yeah, I agree. Like when we got the trailers, I'm like, oh, that's an interesting premise. It's going to be like a dark take on the X-Men. It's going to be like a satire of that. No, not like power sets. Sure. This is simultaneously like an exploration into mental illness while also being balanced with like a mystery drama about like super people being not only propositioned as a new race of humanity, but also possibly facing like a genocide. Like we haven't really seen people outside of we haven't seen normal people that hate soups really to this degree until we met somebody like Shetty. And even still, it's a more personal reason. But then you saw the conversation during the debate with. So,
Butcher hates soups.
Yeah, I was saying it's like aside from Butcher and his Butcher and Shetty's reasons are both personal, but then we saw like that debate about Newman trying to talk, and then the soups have to stand up for themselves because like, hey, we don't want to be treated like second-class citizens almost because we're different.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see where this goes. Especially with
fucking Marie's treatment at that orphanage too. Literally a second-class citizen.
So it's interesting because we brought some of that us versus them mentality in with Homelander, and I feel like he has some of that maybe with him and his son, but I feel like he's not above killing his own kind. He made it seem like you killed your own kind of thing. Like they added him to that thematic of like we're a different race than the humans and we're like superior. But he views himself as superior above everybody. So I thought it was interesting that they wrote him in that way of like, how could you kill your own kind of thing.
Well, when we got to the end, I figured that was basically
him saving Faith.
Yeah, he's playing for the story that they're going to spin later. I can't think that he's not in the loop, especially with like the primary CEO of Vought being out. I can't remember the guy's name. Giancarlo Esposito's character. So basically him being damn near at the top of Vought aside from the board, and he kill him. So that I think was more an act of just like, you're at the school for superhumans and you're killing your other fellow superhumans, Marie Moreau. You're the bad guy here, Marie. See, everybody, let's all point at the bad guy here, the black girl with the blood powers. I, the uber white man, will protect the rest of the surviving student body. It was a spin.
He's literally
I took it as a spin. Plot. Yeah. He did it there for the image of here comes Homelander again, savior to all, friend of the community, protecting the safe white children from this dirty negress and her little queer friends. It's like these dirty, filthy, the real problem are like these soups that go unchecked. These soups that come from lower classes than us. We want to go out there and make movies and be true heroes and help the world, while these like dirty lower class soups just want to fuck everything up and hurt people.
Uh-oh. Where'd he go?
All right. That was weird. What was the last thing we were talking about?
We were talking about Gen V and the boys.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the last thing we were referring to. I remember you talking about Homelander, and you're talking about like them pinning it on Homelander.
Oh yeah,
And,
it was racism the whole time. I tells ya.
or, yeah, pinning it on our protagonists. Yeah, I'm curious to see what these characters in Gen V are good soups will be like meeting the boys if that ever occur. What does that crossover look like?
Right.
Because yeah, the thing I love it because it's like that's the thing I love about this spin is the fact we have these good hearted soups who are for the first time really other than Starlight, but those are our leads. All of the soups we're following them in this corrupt world, and they don't know. They're so innocent to the fact of how deep the corruption goes, or even that this corruption is all at all. Because these kids barely just found out that Homelander's no, they knew Homelander was kind of a piece of shit because of the didn't the video of him in the plane get leaked?
I think it did. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that happened at the end of I can't remember what season, maybe season 3, because because they were talking about the fact that he eviscerated some random dude's head off at like a rally. So yeah, I guess we just got to see where it goes. But yeah, this was a great season of TV. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
It was really good, especially for like Cape related TV. What's interesting too is like you kind of don't. While I do think it's incremental to the boys, I don't think it's required that you watch the boys, which is very interesting.
Kinda, it might be required. Here's the thing, though, right?
To get like the full context. Yeah, like I wouldn't recommend starting here, but you could somewhat because it's a fresh slate.
Here's the thing: it's a fresh slate. It's largely removed from the plot of the boys. But if you were to watch the show before the boys, you would get spoiled on things that happen in that show.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I wouldn't say watch this out of order from the boys. Watch the boys and just naturally progress to this. But if you're only going to watch it, you could, for the most part, and still have a pretty strong narrative.
Yeah,
which is says a lot. You know, great acting, great visuals, really strong writing. Yeah, I don't have any issues. I'm excited for season 2. Whenever that, I hope we get a season 2.
Yeah, I think they confirmed it. Yeah, because the views are up. The weekly model works for them.
Okay, and maybe we'll see some of these characters pop up in season 4 of The Boys, which I think is next year. I think.
Yeah, I think the fact that they now nobody except for Emma knows that she can use her size changing without her ability. I think that'll help them escape.
Yeah, and I guess we'll see the limits of Kate's power. Also, that she has that arm blown clean off. I actually thought Murray was going to blow off the other arm until fucking Homebody showed up.
I was surprised she blew off like half of her arm. I was like, well, yo, because when she was gonna touch her, I was like, oh, Marie, you could like, in theory, cripple her hand so she can't do anything with them.
Yeah, I think in kind of like with her parents, in the shock of the moment, she lost control and just
right. And it's crazy
versus somebody like Newman, where it's deliberate.
Yeah, and I thought it was interesting that when they met, there's this correlation between the two because apparently they have the same powers, but
yeah, that's interesting because we haven't seen a lot of those. But then again, like 2 of them get powers from their own dads, Andre and Translucent. Right. You know, his son was the RA.
But the thing is, when Newman uses her powers, her eyes turn white. So I'm like, do they have the same powers? Mm-hmm. Or maybe it's just like
they seem very very similar. I'm not gonna say they're 100% the same, but they're pretty darn close. It's definitely like they're both blood manipulators.
Right.
Now,
yeah.
To what degree and detail, I think is kind of TBD.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because she,
because
in theory, can control bodies. She's essentially a bloodbender. And if
she is a bloodbender.
Yeah. So
Straight up.
Straight up. So what we've seen from shows like Avatar, if you can harness that power, you can kind of be pretty unstoppable. You can do anything you want to anybody, pretty much.
She's a god tier character, in my opinion. So when she showed up, I'm like, holy fuck, she's broken.
And, oh man, I felt so bad for her, but I also got it. The fact that even though Shetty was a shitty person when Kate killed her, it brought like her trauma back. She was like, no, I have to save them. Even though like
right.
she's someone who's bad, I have to be this hero because I'm not a bad person. Because if I don't save them,
yeah,
and the sister,
and I think one of the most traumatic things was when Kate was like, "Don't help."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, you bitch! This is evil."
Yeah, fucking crazy. And the fact that that still blew my mind. And she was like, "Feel nothing" to Sam. I'm like, "Yo."
I'm realizing too. It's like Kate is like a top tier like white feminist villain too. Down to how they spun the story, because a lot of these issues are because Kate fucked up in a lot of ways and doesn't want to own up to the fact that maybe she's wrong.
Yeah, so she's really stuck in her ways, because I felt like it's a little.
Yeah, it's like don't you want to be free of the system? It's like, bitch, people are dying. What are you talking about?
The thing with this chick though is that she's having this revelation, or this emergence into this newfound power, because ironically the fact that she felt so powerless, and she's ironically one of the most powerful people within this world. If she can touch you, she can control you. But the fact that she was being controlled by Shetty and Vought and Godokin and whatnot, because the fact she had to take these meds, she was the one who was at the whims of the people, or of Shetty. So the fact that she's angry and now using that power is a dangerous combination, and I'm curious to see how the boys.
Right.
I'm curious to see. I know we touched on the race aspect of it, but I'm like, they literally. I don't know if Ashley knows. Nobody knows. Nobody from Vought knows about the bomb, about the contagion. Only Newman.
Yeah, nobody knows. And anybody that would know is dead or locked up in that little cell. Because the only person who knows is that's alive is like Newman and Marie, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't think Marie has told the other kids, because they had their fucking white girl.
Yeah, Marie, Jordan, and Newman.
Yeah.
Also, I thought that was a weird. Can we just talk about episode 7 for a second? That was a weird way of getting our characters in the know. The fact that doctor went into her office randomly drunk and then pissed in Shetty's bottle.
And like talking about this shit out loud. I was waiting for them to show the scene where she drank it.
Right. Damn, we never got it. Get an old Granny moment from Man of Steel, or from BVS.
Oh, fucking Granny's peach tea. God, it was stupid there. The boys, it would at least make sense.
Right.
It's supposed to be cynical, but not the fuck it. We're not going to get into that fucking movie. Jesus. Granny's peach tea. Thank you, Elastigirl, for that enlightening image of Mark Zuckerberg sticking his dick into a glass vase, into a mason jar full of piss.
It was so.
No, Genevieve's really, really good.
Yeah, Genevieve's great. I'm excited to see where it goes, and excited to see the boys and how it ties in whenever that comes back.
Yeah, they used their budget well on this show. They didn't really feel like fake or anything. Even like Homelander, I could tell it was wires, but it still looks good.
That was the one part that
looked really good
to me. I'm like, oh, this is definitely wires. And I don't know if I've ever had that feeling in
I think it was the speed he was descending.
It was the speed and the distance in which they were using to have him, because
it was like he was traveling the same speed for a long time, so you could tell there's just people just lowering the shit down just while he has to stay there.
Yeah, they use him sparingly but effectively, Because
Yes, I agree.
yeah, because we don't know those characters don't know how corrupt he is. They just know that he is some semblance of corrupt, but they don't know that how
Right.
much evil he's done.
Don't know how shisty this skinny ass nigga is.
Right, and how intimidating he is. I feel like he brought that energy and that power to the boys, even though it was only very briefly.
Right.
Okay, I think we did it. Great.
I think we did. Do you want to talk about Spidey?
Hell yeah, I want to talk about Spidey.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Editing Will here. I just wanted to let you know that this is going to be another fun little two-parter. So if you're looking for our socials, you can find us on YouTube at Will the Greatest, and Aaron is over doing reactions on the Real Rejects channel. If you want to find us on Instagram, mine is also still Will the Greatest, while Aaron's is The Real Aaron Alexander, 2 ways. And then if you want to find us on TikTok, you can find me on Will.thegreatest. You can also find Aaron under Aaron Alexander 64. And my phone just went off. But yeah, tune in next time for part 2, where we talk all about our spoiler review for Spider-Man 2 for the PS5. See you then.